Hey everyone, this is Lady K, and again, this is Let's Talk. This is the Breakout Lounge. I know I usually go live, but for some reason, YouTube wouldn't allow me to go live. So guess what? We're going to go ahead and do it this way. I just want to drop 10 minutes of some hot information that I want to share with you all. First and foremost, I thank each and every one of you for following me on my Breakout Lounge. My Breakout Lounge is going to consist of contents that talks about old school music, new school music, and future music that's coming. I need y'all to dig real deep inside your vocabulary, your music catalog, and find out what these songs really mean and why or how did the artists come up with this type of format. We're going to talk about not only the wording or the lyrics, but what was meant behind what they said. A lot of times songs are just written because they sound good or they got a good beat. But do we honestly listen to what the music is actually saying? Let's pull one in. Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Let's take that song and break it down, and I'll talk a little bit more on it on our next segment. But we think about Amazing Grace. Amazing grace. How significant is to identify what grace is to you. I know a lot of times we go through things and we experience a lot of turmoil, whether it's in your relationship with your spouse, whether it's on your job, whether it's at school, whether it's dealing with your family. Sometimes we just need grace. We just need the significance of grace and to identify how significant grace is to you. We don't say, oh, grace is wonderful. Oh, wonderful grace. Oh, great grace. Oh, sweet grace. This amazing writer wrote amazing. And when you think about amazing, you think about something magnificent, something wow, something extravagant, something that's magnificent. As amazing. How awesome is grace? Grace is not a opportunity for you to clown and get into an area where you have a space to sin. No, that's not grace. Grace is that I was given this in spite of. And this is so amazing. Imagine yourself hanging off a cliff or hanging off of a mountain, and some significant as a bird comes. And I know I'm being very out there right now, but the significance of a bird comes and lifts you up back on top of the mountain. You will say, man, that was an amazing bird. That bird was something else to lift me so heavy. It lifted me. Now just imagine talking about this significant grace of God. Amazing grace. And it says how sweet the sound. What sound? What sound? The sound of God's grace. The sound of his grace. In this particular song, this song was written when a man was in a place where he didn't have anyone else. He didn't have nothing else but God. And for us to be quiet, hush, and hear God's voice, so sweet, so peaceful, in a time where you need it. And he said that this grace that sounded so sweet saved him. And he said, a wretch like me. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be transparent. When I heard wretch, I thought they were saying wretch like a wench. Have you ever heard your old folks say, you a wench? I thought that's what that means. Lord, forgive me. That's what I thought. But he said a wretch like me. That means you are nothing lower than dirt. I was so not worthy of being saved. But you saved someone like me. And I know there's a lot of us out there that's really thinking, oh man, I'm not worth it. I know some parents have told their children, you ain't worth the salt and bread. Heard that before. I really didn't want you, but God saved you. So significance as saving a wretch like me. Now, that alone makes me want to throw my hands up, makes me want to give God glory, because he saved me. Even in this situation that he saved me, because I'm not that good. I mess up a whole lot. And he saved a wretch, a person like me. Sweet grace. God gave his grace to me and he saved me. And then he goes on to tell you exactly where he was when he got saved. He said, I was lost. I was in a place that I couldn't find my way. I was in a wilderness where I didn't know where the yellow brick road was. I didn't even see the yellow brick. Let's know the road. I was lost. I didn't know I was in a dark place. And some of us are still in dark places and don't know how to get out of it. This song right here can save your life. He said, I was lost, but now I'm found. Because of what? That sweet grace. That amazing grace. We're talking about this grace. This is what the writer was talking about. This amazing grace that saved him when he was lost. He said, was blind. And if you ever know a blind person, if you know a blind person, if you've seen a blind person, you know a blind person, they don't know where they're going. They don't know what's around them. Some of them don't even have the stick to kind of feel the way. But this writer says, I was blind. I was blind to the mercies of God. I was blind to the grace of God. I was blind to the blessings of God. I was blind to the salvation of God. I was blind to the deliverance of God. I was blind to the uplifting of God. I was blind to the peace of God. I was blind to the joy of God. I was blind. But now I see. What are you seeing, sir? What are you seeing? I'm seeing that God's grace is sufficient. No matter what I'm going through, God's grace can carry me through. God's grace can keep me. God's grace can console me. God's grace can keep me in my right mind. God's grace can give me joy. God's grace is amazing. If you just sit here and think about all the things that grace can do for you, and grace can do to you, and grace can do through you, you too can say, amazing grace. This is the content I love the most. This is the content I'm going to be pushing going forward. Talking about these significant songs that we just sing, and some of us don't even think about it. We just know that it sounds good. It got a good ring-a-ding-ding to it because the music is sounding good to my ears. But did we ever dissect the wording of the songs? This is my breakout lounge. I found my peace. I found my joy. I found what triggers me, what gets this engine in my heart to pumping, is knowing why I sing. This is your Breakout Lounge. I thank you all for tuning in. I'm sorry I couldn't go live so y'all can tune in to me and find out, to elaborate back with me. But guess what? I'll be back live next week with another Breakout Lounge lyric. Until the next time, and between time, thank you all so much for what you do and how you do it when it comes down to Lady K. Lady K appreciates all of you. I appreciate all of you for downloading my music, listening to my music, pushing my music up on the charts, calling me out to your areas where I can do what I do the best, and that's worship God in spirit and truth. I love you all. I do. I love you all. See you next time on Breakout Lounge.